This is the kind of scandal that hits out of nowhere. One minute everything's calm, and the next, social media is in a frenzy. A woman has come forward with disturbing claims about Mendeecees Harris, and her story is sending shockwaves across the internet. According to her, she felt stuck, like she was trapped in a situation she couldn't escape. And now she's finally speaking up, ready to share her side of what really happened. The most shocking part? Mendeecees hasn't said a single thing. No response, no denial, not even a vague comment. His silence has only made things worse. People are starting to wonder if there's some truth behind the accusations. Some fans are demanding he break his silence and clear things up. Others are convinced it's just another smear campaign aimed at tearing him and Yandy apart. Even Yandy, who's usually active online, hasn't posted a word. That silence is raising eyebrows too. Is she protecting him? Or is she just waiting for the storm to pass before saying anything? Either way, people are speculating like crazy, and things are only getting messier by the hour. It all started with a post that didn't seem like a big deal at first, but within minutes, it spread like wildfire. The woman behind it didn't share her name right away. Instead, she shared pieces of a story that many found hard to believe, but also impossible to ignore. She described meeting Mendeecees during a time when he was widely respected in the entertainment scene. He was already known from Love and Hip Hop and had built a name for himself as someone influential, connected, and charming. She said he came across as warm, respectful, and generous at first. Everything seemed fine until it wasn't. According to her, things slowly started to shift. The more she tried to pull away, the more controlling he became. What started off feeling like a normal relationship quickly turned into something much darker. She said that whenever she tried to distance herself, he would twist the situation and convince her to stay. He would remind her of how powerful he was, how many people he knew, and how easily he could flip the narrative. She shared how emotionally exhausting it was. At one point, she said it felt like she couldn't breathe, like she had no control over her own choices. It was like being boxed in, she said. And no matter how many times I tried to leave, he'd find a way to reel me back in. As more of her story came out, people online started reacting fast. Some fans couldn't believe it. "There's no way Mendeecees would do that," one user commented. "He's always been about his family." But others weren't so sure. A few pointed out that reality TV only shows us what we're meant to see. "We don't know what goes on when the cameras stop rolling," someone wrote. "He could be a totally different person behind closed doors." Once the story picked up steam, people began digging into his past. Suddenly, moments that seemed harmless on screen were being re-examined. Some fans pointed out red flags they'd never noticed before. Others said they had always felt something was a little off, but didn't want to jump to conclusions until now. The woman hasn't revealed every detail yet, but what she has shared is enough to have people talking non-stop. She said the night that changed everything started out completely normal. There were no signs that anything was about to go wrong, but within minutes, everything flipped. She described feeling cornered and said that she'll never forget how quickly things escalated. "He always knew how to say the right thing," she added. "He had a way of talking that made you question your own feelings, your own reality." Now the public is divided. Some are standing firmly behind Mendeecees, while others are waiting to hear more from the woman before making up their minds. But one thing is certain: this situation is far from over. The longer the silence continues, the more intense the speculation becomes. Whether this turns out to be a misunderstanding, a full-blown scandal, or something in between, we're all watching, waiting, and wondering what the truth really is. His charm wasn't enough this time. A woman who had never been linked to Mendeecees Harris before came forward with a heartbreaking story that took many by surprise. She said that during their encounter, she felt completely powerless, like she had lost the ability to make her own choices. "I didn't know how to leave," she shared. "It felt like he was in control of everything, and I was just stuck there, unable to move." Her claims were intense, and as more people began to take notice, the pressure on Mendeecees to respond grew. Fans wanted answers. Some said his silence was suspicious, maybe even a sign of guilt, while others believed he was just waiting for the right moment to speak up. Either way, people were watching closely. The story quickly gained traction, and it became clear that this wasn't something that would just fade away. The internet started buzzing with theories. Some believed the woman was lying for attention, while others suspected there might be a deeper, darker truth Mendeecees had been hiding all along. Interestingly, the woman didn't seem interested in fame or a payday. She wasn't promoting anything, wasn't asking for money, and didn't seem to care about going viral. According to her, she just wanted people to know the kind of person he really was. She said she was speaking up not for herself, but for anyone else who might have gone through the same thing. Still, people were divided. Some began digging into her story, searching for inconsistencies. A few thought she was making it all up. One person commented, "I don't know if I believe her, but something about this feels off." But regardless of the doubts, the story was already out there. The damage had been done, and now everyone was looking directly at Mendeecees, waiting to see what he would do. Would he deny everything and defend himself? Or would the weight of the claims keep him from speaking up at all? As the story unfolded, it was obvious this was just the beginning. Her confession opened a door that couldn't be closed again. Whatever happened next, things would never go back to normal for Mendeecees. His name was already trending, and the accusations were everywhere. Social media turned into a battleground. Some people stood by him, saying this was just another attempt to tear down a successful black man. Others said the details were too disturbing to ignore. One thing was clear: the world wanted answers. And the longer he stayed silent, the more people grew suspicious. Hours passed, then a full day, then 2. Still no word from Mendeecees. And in the fast-moving world of social media, silence speaks volumes. People were getting restless. Then, in an exclusive interview, the woman revealed more details. She said it all started fine. He was charming, polite, and made her feel safe. But she claimed that didn't last long. According to her, he quickly became controlling. The situation took a darker turn and she felt completely trapped. "At first I was scared to talk," she said quietly. "But I knew who he was. I knew what kind of influence he had. Still, I couldn't keep this inside. I couldn't let him do this to anyone else." Her words hit hard. The raw emotion in her voice left many stunned. But then, just when things were beginning to settle, another woman came forward. She had no connection to the first woman, yet her story was nearly identical. "When I saw her speaking, I knew I had to say something," she said. "He made me feel the same way, like I had no way out." One accusation might have been dismissed. 2 with similar details? That sent the internet into overdrive. Fans flooded social media demanding answers. Borderline threatening. She had saved all their conversations, and now she was ready to show them. Screenshots of texts where he allegedly pressured and manipulated her started to spread. Some believed they were real, others claimed they were doctored. But it didn't stop there. Another woman, who used to date Mendeecees, came forward too. "I never talked about it before because I didn't want the drama," she said. "But hearing these stories, I can't stay silent anymore." At that point, even celebrities started to weigh in. It seemed like the walls were closing in. And finally, after all the rumors, all the silence, Mendeecees went live for an interview. "No," he said flatly when asked if he did what he was accused of. "I've never done anything like that. These claims are false." The interviewer didn't let up. "Then why are these women saying this? Why are they all telling the same kind of story?" "I don't know," he replied. "Maybe they want attention. Maybe it's about money. Maybe someone's behind it all, but it's not true." He insisted the screenshots weren't real. "Those messages didn't come from me," he said. "I don't know where they came from." Some people believed him, others didn't. But whether he was telling the truth or not, one thing was clear: the damage was already done. His image would never be the same, and this scandal wasn't over yet. Just when everyone thought things couldn't get any messier, something happened that flipped the entire situation upside down. A secret audio recording was leaked. And it wasn't just any recording. This one had everyone online in complete shock. It was only a little over 3 minutes long, but those 3 minutes were all it took to throw everything into chaos. In the recording, a woman's voice is heard, trembling, but firm. "You know what you did to me, and now you're acting like it never happened," she says. Then comes a calm, almost cold voice, allegedly Mendeecees, responding, "I don't know what you're talking about. You need to stop this before it gets out of control." But the woman didn't back down. "I told you that night I wasn't comfortable. I begged you to stop, but you didn't listen." That was enough to send the internet into a frenzy. People who had been defending M just hours earlier were now saying, "It's over for him." One tweet read, "That's not even a denial. That's basically an admission." Others tried to justify the clip, claiming it might be taken out of context. But most people weren't buying it. That recording was damning. Things went from bad to worse when another woman came forward with a second recording, and this one hit even harder. In it, she's heard saying, "So you think you can just pay me off to keep quiet? Is that what you think this is about?" M's voice, this time colder and more defensive, replies, "I'm trying to help you. But if you want to play this game, remember? I've got lawyers and connections. You really want to go against me?" That was the final straw for a lot of people. The entertainment industry began to turn its back on him. Endorsements were dropped, TV opportunities disappeared, even his longtime friends in the business started distancing themselves. But the biggest shock came when Yandy, his wife, finally went live on Instagram. Looking completely drained, she said, "I've stood by this man for years, but after hearing these recordings and seeing what's been said, I can't ignore it. I need time to process and figure things out. For now, I'm stepping away." That one line sent shockwaves through the internet. People knew it was serious. If Yandy was leaving, it wasn't looking good. Suddenly, everything went quiet. No more cryptic posts, no vague quotes, just silence. People began to wonder if he was hiding out, getting legal help, or preparing some kind of comeback. But the drama wasn't over. Not even close. One of the original women accusing him filed a lawsuit. Then, a third woman stepped forward, this time with what she claimed were receipts. She shared screenshots of DMs from Mendeecees, where he begged her not to go public. "Please don't post this," one message read. Fans were stunned. Even those who had been loyal started backing away. "There's too much here for all of it to be fake," someone wrote. "This is another R. Kelly situation." Then came the final blow. A leaked video from hotel security footage. It showed M in a heated argument with a woman who looked visibly distressed. At one point, he reached out and grabbed her wrist. That was it. The internet exploded. People asked, is this the end for him? His entire career and reputation were collapsing right before everyone's eyes. Finally, M spoke out. He posted a long message on Instagram saying, "This is the hardest thing I've ever faced. I have never hurt anyone, and I will fight to clear my name. The truth will come out." But for most people, it was too little, too late. Where was this energy weeks ago? Fans asked. Why stay silent for so long if you had nothing to hide? Now, everyone's wondering what comes next. Will M fight back in court? Will more women come forward? Is Yandy really done for good? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. And as always, we'll be right here giving you the full breakdown. If you've been keeping up with the drama, let us know what you think. Is M hiding something? Or is he being wrongly accused? Let's talk about it. Stay tuned, because things are only getting started.